Well, welcome. Welcome back to the Employee to Entrepreneur podcast. Your host. Every week I come here and I share stories of how other women have transitioned from a corporate career. They may have started a business or they might be thinking of a business. And today I'm honored to have Robin Carr, who is her business is Thrive Unapologetically. Today, she's going to talk about Unchained and Unapologetic, how she redefined what success really means. And for me, as a former corporate woman who got laid off, and now today I'm a business coach, I help other women transition in their careers, claim their freedom, claim their power. And so, Robin, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing?
Hey Tina, thank you so much for having me today. I am super excited to be here. I woke up this morning thinking about this and I'm just very excited.
Good. And let me tell you a little bit more about her. So she is a speaker. She's the creator of the Empower Comeback and the Empower framework. She inspires audiences to transform adversity into strength, gratitude and growth. Your past was preparation and your comeback starts now. And I love that. And I wanted to let the audience know that Robin and I met at a recent speakers competition. I got to hear Robin speak on stage. First time. She's all the way from Mississippi, and I'm in Connecticut. And let me tell you, she and her husband were there, and what a great couple they were, and what a great woman that Robin is. And I'm so excited to have you here. So, Robin, share us a little bit about your story. How did you get to where you are today? And I would love for the audience to hear more about your Empower framework, because that word empowerment, we all need it. But what I love about this, and I can't wait to hear more about it, is taking action, because we can have all the framework in the world. I have a business blueprint. How do you create a business? I have the steps. But if you don't implement, it goes nowhere. So, Robin, tell us about how did you get here and tell us a little bit about your backstory. There's always a backstory.
That's exactly right, and I'm no different. So I'm going to give it to you in a nutshell because otherwise, your viewers might be a little bored. But I'll give you the short version.
Good. Good.
So I was in the corporate world for roughly 20 years. I was the one who, ever since college, like, didn't really know what I wanted out of life. Nothing really felt right. I tried different majors. Well, I carried that into my career. I tried different careers, different, like, from working in a school system to working in politics to sales, like very different avenues of life. Like, not like, oh, I'm a teacher and I used to teach this and now I teach this, like completely sporadic throughout my career.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, well, all of that made me very versatile, made me very aware. I started really paying attention to how I felt when I went to work every day. And was I making a difference? Was I doing anything that I was proud of? And I do have some proud moments. Like, I was the executive assistant for Secretary Raffensperger during the Georgia 2020 elections. So the presidential election in 2020, I was right there in the thick of it.
Wow.
Not many people can say that.
Mm.
Um, but when you're in these moments and you start asking yourself, but am I happy? Is this rewarding? Am I giving anything back? Or am I just clocking in 9 to 5?
Mm.
Unless you work in elections, and then we won't talk about those hours. Um,
No, we won't.
so, but I realized that I wasn't giving myself anything, and I was chasing after certifications, chasing after different things that could have somehow made a difference for anything, and nothing ever felt like enough. Nothing ever felt like I was satisfied. So,
Love that.
all of these things, um, fast forward, I am working at a very large global consulting firm. I was on the sales team. So basically, I am selling their services, I'm selling their time. And I was phenomenal at my job. I joined the blockchain team. And when I started, there was 12 people. I helped raise that team to 36 people.
Mm.
And I was there, let's see, 22 until 24, so right at 2 years. And then all of a sudden, things kind of got weird. I started feeling a lot of tension, and a lot of the places that I used to excel, like I was no longer excelling. I
Mm,
went from the top salesperson on my team to couldn't book a meeting if my life depended on it.
wow.
Like I was calling my friends, like, listen, you have a business, you're kind of interested in crypto, just talk to my boss, please, begging them.
Wow.
And I still couldn't book a meeting. So I started like
Mm,
getting very in my head and getting very depressed. This turned into what became like the biggest depression turning point in my life. But my career pushed me there. Every morning I worked from home. Every morning I remember waking up and making my coffee and bawling my eyes out when I logged into my computer every day.
I can so relate to that. I can so relate to you, Robin, because I remember those days, and I'll share more in a bit. But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I remember just crying my eyes out, praying that something would change.
Mm.
And anyway, so fast forward, I was essentially given an ultimatum. So the company was returning back to a hybrid situation. The closest office to me was either 6 hours to Atlanta or 8 hours to Houston.
Oh,
But they were unwilling to work with me to say, okay, you can come here or we'll pay for your hotel for one day, whatever.
mm,
Wasn't happening.
okay.
So basically, I was given the choice to you can either quit and we will kind of help you, or Friday's your last day. What would you like to do?
Mm,
So when I was already in this headspace, like, okay, I was like, well, I'm not happy anyway. So if y'all are going to help me quit and give me a little bit extra money, like, let's go that path. Like, how do I do that? So I was still forced out.
okay.
But, anyways, I chose that option to have a little bit of a severance.
Good.
Um,
Good for you. Good for
so
you.
I was still kind of in this, not kind of, I was very much in this depressed. I don't know who I am.
Mm,
I don't know what I want. I didn't even know what I was good at anymore.
okay. Okay.
And so that started my transition.
Mm,
That was the starting point to where I had to sit down, look at myself in the mirror, and say, what am I good at? What do I want to do? What makes me happy? How can I impact others? And how can I make money doing any of those things?
that's right.
So, I mean, because we have to survive, right? Like the bills don't stop. And the biggest realization to me was waking up that following Friday and there not being a paycheck in my account. And granted, I had savings, but it wasn't nearly enough. I mean, it never is, but it was not nearly enough.
Mhm.
So there was this fire that was like, I've got to figure this out. Like, I don't have another option. And I had already been applying real talk, as my husband and I say, for cereal. I applied for over 5,000 jobs.
Wow.
I
Oh,
got 3 interviews
oh
and
my,
never was offered a job. Now,
oh my gosh. Oh my God. Wow.
yeah, that had never happened to me in my whole life. Mississippi, where I live, is not a big booming industry where you can just
Hmm.
go get a job. I applied to work at Buffalo Wild Wings as a waitress, did not get hired. Like, completely nuts. Like, I can absolutely wait tables. I did it for years, whatever. But all of these things that kept stacking up against me led me to one thing, and it was like all these years I've been living outside of my purpose.
That's right.
And it was time for me to figure out what that looked like, what that was.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Because what you're sharing here is, for those of you that are listening here in this conversation, we go through, in our jobs every day, we're miserable. Because I remember I would go in my office crying that there's got to be something more. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. And when I got laid off, after loving my job, I was in training and development. I loved what I was doing, but getting laid off was a rude awakening for me. Like, oh my God, I've never been let go. I was just promoted and now I just got fired because they eliminated my job all of a sudden. I really felt betrayed and angry. And so, but it was a journey of where I started to go through this process. Like what you were just describing, all of us need to go through this. Like, what are we good at? What will bring us happiness? And can we make money doing what we love to do? What is the impact that we want to create? And I help my clients with really knowing their why. What is your why?
Yes.
Do what you're doing every day. And if you're not feeling good in your job, go find another job or start a business where you are the CEO of your life. And it's not
Yes.
easy to be the CEO of your life because, like you just said, that Friday you didn't have a paycheck in your checking account. But you know what I think we do? We get too comfortable. We get too complacent with that paycheck. And we think it's security, but it's false security.
That's
It
exactly
really
right.
is. It really is. So, yeah, so I love what you're sharing because when you were sharing about going through these steps, I think all of us need to really go through these steps and asking ourselves these questions because life is too short to be miserable in a job. You're not appreciated and valued. Would you agree, Robin, about that?
Absolutely. Like 1000%.
Yeah, 1,000%. And the fact that you applied to so many jobs and you got 3 interviews and you didn't get a job, oh my God. And you're qualified. You have great skills. I am sure you worked a long time. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason because you're now today meant to be in your own business. You're speaking on stages. You're helping clients to achieve that. And I'd love to learn more about how you help people with your Empower framework. Finish what you were sharing, but I wanted the audience to really understand the process going through that they need to step back and really reflect and ask themselves these questions. So that's why I wanted to
Yeah.
interrupt.
No, absolutely. Please, by all means. So the journey was not a straight, narrow journey, and I want everyone to know the path is never straight. Like you're going to take 5 steps forward, 10 steps backwards, 4 steps to the left, do the do-si-do. I don't know what it is, but you're going to do all those things trying to figure it out. So I knew I needed help of some sort. So I started with podcast because I hear again, I wasn't trying to spend a lot of money. I was trying to be safe. Um, Started with books that I could get off Amazon, and like I would read the books that were recommended from the podcast.
Mhm.
And what I started with was Miracle Morning,
Yes, great book.
and yes, and now they have the Miracle Night. They have all the miracle things, the Millionaire Miracle Mind. There's a whole
Ooh,
bunch of
I gotta
them.
check those out. I gotta check the Miracle Night.
Yes,
Okay, awesome.
yes. It's just like the Miracle Morning, but at nighttime, so that you set yourself up for great, rejuvenating, refreshing sleep,
Oh, I love that.
basically.
I need that.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I read The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, which
Mm.
is all about gratitude. It's a 28-day prompt for journaling what you're grateful for.
Oh, I love that.
And I grew up in the South, and I don't know about y'all up there, but we are taught that whatever someone gives you something, you say thank you. And it's a slap in the face if you don't. But what I learned is that gratitude goes a lot deeper than that. And being grateful for things is not just, oh, thanks. They're
Exactly.
different. So I started learning all this in self-development. And so when I first got started, like I was doing not Facebook Lives, but just like reels
Hmm.
about my journey. And I didn't even know I was helping others. And I was just trying to talk it out and just to like be like, this is what I'm experiencing, and I don't even know what to do with it. So I'm just going to put it out into the world. And people started messaging me and they started commenting and they started saying, wow, that really spoke to me. I appreciate your authenticity. I appreciate how genuine you are.
Love that. Yes.
So, getting back to this purpose, like there's always been something that told me that I needed to share my story. I needed to be on stages. I need to be helping people. So, at first, my business, my theme, if you will, was just overcoming negativity and adversity with mindset. Very simple.
Mm. Okay.
I have since from then grown and I'm still defining all of this. But from that came the empowerment framework,
Mm.
sorry. And the framework. Sure.
Sure.
I'm going to
Create
coin
a
that.
frame book.
And the empowerment comeback because it's not about the struggles that we face. You got laid off. I was forced out. It's not about our personal struggles. It is very much standing up and saying, okay, these are the things that have happened to me, and this is what I'm going to do about them
Hmm.
and how I'm going to stand up from here.
That's right. That's right.
So, it is very much breaking free of that survival chained mentality. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to ask you, when you were at work, did you feel chained? You felt
All the
chained to
time.
your, yes, to
All the
like
time.
somebody telling you what to do? Like,
Every day, all
yes,
day. When you got to take lunch, when you got to take your vacation, when you just have to drop everything and do whatever they want you to do. You're chained. You are chained.
yes, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was a big thing for me. And I used to do a series called Freedom Fridays because that's what
Oh,
it felt like for me. I was free.
yeah.
And I mean, I'm an American, like I'm, like sure we have all these freedoms, but there is a different freedom with your time and your whatever you want to call it, whether it's your business, your personal time, and the freedom to be yourself. So all of that has transpired into the Empower comeback. And I can share with you the actual steps of that framework.
Yes, yes. Can you
Yeah.
yeah, briefly just share what the empower.
Yeah. So the first E is embrace, because you've got to face it. You got to own it, and then you've got to embrace that before you can ever do anything about it.
Yes. Amen.
Second thing is mindset. It's where I started, never going away. um, Flipping that script from everything that has happened to you to everything has happened for you, and finding the positives and even the worst bosses, the worst situations, and flipping that into something great that you learned or that you grew or a new skill or however you want to flip that. Mindset's number two. The P is for purpose. Find your purpose. And in that purpose, it should be all of those questions that we asked earlier. What makes you happy?
Yes.
What motivates you? He is, find your purpose.
I love that. I love.
O is for ownership. So
Hmm.
once you embrace it and you can name it and call it something, you've got to own that. And you've got to say, okay, this is now a part of me. This is something I've been through, something that I feel like happened to me. How do I own this, flip it, and then move from it? Because when you try to just bury all of these things, I mean, we're like little volcanoes just waiting to erupt, basically.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So the W is worth.
Hmm.
I struggled so hard with this one. I really did because I'm a person who if you call me and you're having a bad day, I'm going to talk to you for hours. Well, it took me a long time to realize that those conversations could be paid by the hour kind of conversations.
That's right.
And when you figure that out and figure out that you have value to give back and that one of my best friends who he's a mentor, he's a coach, he's a lot of things. He his catchphrase is that he is explicit expensive.
Hmm.
I am explicit expensive. And it took me a long time for that to set with me because I was like, yeah, I like the expensive things in life. And he was like, no, ma'am, you are expensive.
Exactly.
And I was
Exactly.
like, okay. So when you really define your worth and you know what that looks like it changes everything.
Yes.
So empowerment is that in and of itself, using your past and all of your experiences to literally just propel you forward and to move you to where you're like, no, I am better than working for somebody else. I deserve more, and I'm going to allow myself to do this for me.
That's right. That's right.
We have to empower ourselves before we can empower others.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Oh Lord,
Yeah.
what a great framework. What a great framework. So then what is the E and the R?
So, empowerment, and then there's resilience.
Okay. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
I love that. I love, and all these steps that you mentioned, I think the worth stood out for me the most because I think for us, number one, we don't understand our value. We don't own our
Hmm.
value. And as a business owner, we undercharge our services because I know at the beginning you may, you want to get clients and you might, be a little bit on the lower end. However, I've learned over the years, people value you more when you're higher, not here, you're higher, and there's something psychological when the price point is higher. And it's not the price, but we've talked about this, we've learned this. It's what is the transformation you're creating for people? That's what they want to know. I'm going to pay this. I'm going to actually invest in me because I know that this is the transformation that I could receive. And if we communicate that to our clients, when they're working with us, instead of just giving them fluff,
Hmm.
they're going to pay and they're going to pay. And when you come across
Absolutely.
confident in what you're offering too, and that, you say, I'm explicitly expensive, I'm worth it. Because with me, you're going to get results. You can go somewhere else cheaper. You can go try to find all the freebies and
Hmm.
try to figure it out on your own. But why not save that time and money and invest in someone who can help you to get there faster and
That's
help
exactly right.
and help you to know if you're doing it right. And this is
I
what I
wish I had.
Me too, me too. And
I
I
wish
learned
I
that the
had.
hard way. Me too. I learned that the hard way until I finally got a coach. And this is why I always tell people, find a coach, find the right coach for what you need at that moment. Okay.
Yes.
We don't all need the same thing. So if you need a sales, get a sales coach. If you need a mindset, get a mindset coach. Need a business coach, you get me because I'm a business coach. Okay.
That's right.
And there are a lot of business coaches out there, and we're all different. You're different. You're unique. I'm unique. We're different. So let me ask you, as we come to a close, and I love this conversation we're having because I could talk to you forever. What
Right.
would you say a tip that you would recommend to someone like somebody who's thinking about it right now? They want to start their own business. They want to figure it out. I love what you shared, your steps, but what is one tip that you would like to share to the audience today on this
Just
journey?
one. Just one. No, I'm just kidding.
I know there's many tips. There's just many tips. One or
So,
two. You can share two if you like.
okay, all right. I can live with two.
Okay.
So I would say just do it. I know that sounds very cliche, but do it scared, do it broke, do it depressed, do it sad, do it whatever
Do
your
it.
situation is right now, do it. And it
Do it.
doesn't have to be perfect. Like I struggled hard with trying to be perfect all the time, and those reels that I did helped me see myself that I was as I am, you
That's
know?
right. That's right. Love
Very
that.
final thought is your past does not define you. It prepares you. And that is a huge part of my framework and the comeback and everything else. I think that's going to become one of my strong closing lines is that your past does not define you, it prepares you.
There's you.
It
I love
does.
I love that. When I think about my past and everything I've done, and I didn't share this with the audience, I went back to a job as a recruiter and I stayed there for 11 years too long while building my business part-time. And I
Mhm.
got fired in 2018 because I manifested it. Because God was saying, Tina, when are you going to quit this job that you're unhappy?
Mhm.
Going there every day, burnt out. I'm going to push you out. So not only did I get fired, I got paid to
Mhm.
get fired.
Mhm.
It was the best. So had I not gotten fired because they knew I was building a business, now it's 8 years later, I am still, or 7 years later, I am in my own business. I'm not going to work for someone else. If anything, I'll do freelancing project work, but not a W-2 employee.
Absolutely.
And I love what you said. Do it. And for the audience here, if you're listening here and you're thinking about it, I recommend you highly recommend you connect with Robin. We are going to have her contact information in the show notes, so be ready for that. And this is Tina Kadish, your host of the Employee to Entrepreneur podcast. And Robin, this was so great to have you here and learning more about you. And I can't wait to see more amazing things that you're going to receive. Any final thoughts, Robin?
No, just thank you. Thank you so much. I love doing stuff like this, and anytime you and I can get together, it's always fun. So thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, Robin. Have a great day, everybody.